It was meant to be a calm, easygoing evening. My wife, Mia, had invited me to a housewarming gathering hosted by one of her colleagues. She promised it would be a small affair, just a few co-workers mingling casually. I agreed, even though I've never been fond of those stiff, corporate-style events where everyone forces friendliness while quietly judging each other. Still, I wanted to support her. Lately, we'd been drifting apart, and I hoped this night might bridge that distance. I donned my best suit, grabbed a bottle of aged wine as a gift, and told myself to stay cheerful. The moment we stepped inside, the apartment was alive with laughter and chatter bouncing off the sleek walls. But almost immediately, something felt off. Mia wasn't paying attention to me. Her gaze was fixed on a tall man across the room, who returned her look with an overly confident smile the second he noticed her. His name was Derek, a close coworker she'd mentioned before. I'd heard about him. The type who cracks private jokes with women while wearing a smug grin around men he doesn't respect. When Mia introduced us, he extended his hand casually, his eyes glinting with arrogance. "So this is the husband," he said, as though I were a minor character in his story. The half-amused, half-dismissive tone immediately set off warning bells. Mia laughed and nudged him lightly. "Oh, Derek, don't start." It sounded playful, but I instantly sensed the imbalance. He thrived on attention, and she was accustomed to giving it to him. I stayed composed, shook his hand, and held my silence for the moment. As the evening wore on, Derek's comments became sharper. "Lucky Mia even settled down," he said, topping off his glass. "At work, she turns heads everywhere. Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't wait for someone more adventurous." The group around us chuckled. Mia pushed him gently and whispered, "Stop it, Derek." But her laughter, strained and uneasy, told me she never expected me to respond. She assumed I'd do as I always did, grin through it. For a fleeting moment, I almost did. Then something inside me snapped. I had remained silent too long, letting others, her included, treat my dignity like a decoration. I turned to Derek, my voice even and controlled. "You're right," I said. "She does turn heads at work. That probably explains why you can't stop staring, even though you know she'll never choose you." His smirk faltered. "Excuse me," he muttered, forcing a laugh. I stepped closer. "Let's be honest. None of your jokes tonight are about me. They're about your insecurity. You think belittling her husband makes you look strong. Doesn't. It just reminds everyone she's going home with me. Not you." The room fell silent. Smiling faces froze in shock. Mia's eyes widened. Derek tried to recover, lifting his glass. "Hey, man, relax. It's just jokes." I cut him off. "Then joke about yourself next time," I said calmly, "because tonight you're the punchline." A few people snorted quietly, trying to hide their amusement. Derek's face burned red as his ego deflated in front of everyone. Muttering under his breath, he stormed off toward the bar. Mia stood next to me, her glass trembling in her hand. For the first time all night, she wasn't laughing. She finally saw how that so-called friendship looked to anyone watching. The remainder of the party was painfully awkward. Guests kept glancing our way, some shocked, some impressed. I didn't care. I was done pretending, done being polite just to maintain appearances. The drive home was quiet for the first 10 minutes. Then Mia spoke softly. "You didn't have to humiliate him," she said, staring straight ahead. I let out a bitter chuckle. "Humiliate him? He mocked me all night right in front of you and you laughed. But the moment I defend myself, suddenly I'm the problem." She didn't reply, only stared at her reflection in the window, pale and ashamed. When we arrived home, tears welling, she turned to me. "You made me look bad," she said, voice trembling. I met her gaze, calm but firm. "No, Mia, you made yourself look bad. You stood by while another man disrespected your husband and your marriage, and you laughed. I just reminded him. And you, that respect isn't optional." Her anger ebbed. She sank onto the couch, silent, humbled. I walked into the bedroom, loosened my tie, and murmured, "Next time, think carefully about who you defend when the joke is at my expense." The next morning, Derek texted her. I saw the notification blink on her phone. "Tell your husband to chill. Some of us can take a joke." Without hesitation, I grabbed the phone and replied, "You're right. Some people can take a joke, but I'm not one of them when it involves my wife." I set it down. Mia didn't speak. She understood it was over between them. That smug little camaraderie had turned to ashes overnight. In the following days, she changed. Quieter, more reflective. She apologized sincerely more than once. "I didn't realize how bad it looked," she admitted. I smiled faintly. "I wasn't defending you, Mia. I was defending us or whatever remains of it." She looked down, tears forming. For the first time in a long while, she understood the weight of my silence and the cost of my restraint. That night at the party shifted everything. I learned that reclaiming respect doesn't always require yelling or fighting. Sometimes one clear statement is enough and the truth does the rest. Derek lost his arrogance. Mia lost her illusion of control. And I rediscovered something I'd forgotten: the ability to hold myself with dignity, no matter who laughs.